John Von Hoff has turned into Kelsey Sobe.
Hello. Hello.
Bring it up a little bit.
Hey guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Thanks. Same to you all today, and happy Friday to you. Let's give you a live look at those restrictions. Lift 94 eastbound between Hiawatha and 280. So things were a little bit easier going through the Minneapolis area. However, coming into the St. Paul region, that's where we still have some construction going on at Mounds Boulevard. Two things to note. One is that the ramp from Mounds Boulevard onto 94 westbound is still closed and will remain so until mid-July. Also, some road work being done on 94 between the area of Mounds Boulevard and Highway 52. So lane restrictions there slowing people down as they're heading to the St. Paul area, but it seemed as though over the course of the week, people began to adjust and things did improve yesterday. Hopefully it'll continue to do so today. All right, it is just about 5:39 and around here that means it's
Kelsey Sobo. It's Kelsey.
Who am I?
Sobo. Kelsey Sobe.
I like that.
Has more.
That works too, doesn't it?
That works too.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, you guys.
Kelsey,
Yeah,
again.
some people might be surprised to learn that it's local artists who are lining up to help draw people to the light rail corridor, which is noisy with construction. Some of you who live around there know that. And to many, it's just not very attractive. Despite that, artists plan to make it a place you want to be. The light rail corridor. Now all these artists are partnering with businesses to help draw people in while also making the area more beautiful. And some of the artwork like this mural will be permanent, while others are bringing in artwork like live performances, which will be a little more temporary. It'll be fun to see how those turn out. Artists involved in the program actually have to attend a workshop to learn about community building and how art ties into that. And the program also provides services to artists like home buyer education classes. Because oftentimes during the development of areas, artists are called to help, but then pushed out by the increasing property values they help to drive. Construction is expected to wrap up in 2014, and that's when the Irrigate program will end as well. So still some time to see a lot of projects pop up. Kind of like a fun little surprise as you ride along.
Yeah, I love it.
I was telling the ladies that on the radio show, because the station's right on the light rail, I feel bad for the businesses, and we try to spotlight like Cupcake and all of those local businesses. Their parking lots are obstructed sometimes, so
bring people in.
Stop in and support them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
businesses are still open.
And the murals are a great idea because obviously you want to stop and check out the artists.
Yeah.
It looks like those guys are pretty talented. So.
Right, as long as the driver of the light rail or whoever is in charge isn't looking out the window.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Eye on the track.
He needs to stay focused.
Eye on the track.
Thank you, Kelsey. It is time this morning now.
Reporting for duty. Good morning, everyone. Even though we were talking about rain and Friday thing, don't worry about it. So we're talking today about our roadways and how we shouldn't be marching on the roadways, just driving. But you're going to be doing so at a nice pace today. That's the good news. Friday tends to be a lighter traffic day, and that's not only going to help your typical hot spots like this, the Maple Grove interchange, where we have 94, 494 branching off from one another, but also some of those construction zones that have been such a headache over the last week. Actually, we're seeing some nice movement through them. This is I-694 up in the Northeast Metro. We're single file traffic, basically from Highway 61 in Vadnais Heights all the way east to Highway 5 in Oakdale. That's a long stretch for an interstate to be down to just one lane of traffic, but at this hour we are seeing some nice movement through there. We are going to see it slow down, so be prepared for that. This will last until November, so not going anywhere anytime soon. Here's 94 at Mounds Boulevard, westbound traffic heading towards St. Paul. Still with those lane restrictions in place, that far left lane closed. Also, the Mounds Boulevard ramp onto 94 westbound is closed. Those are up, but still fairly quiet. That's the case in the South Metro as well. A lot of green, and although you may see some standing water down in Lakeville and down in the Southeast Metro, not on those main highways at least, so weather should not be a factor on your morning drive. We're taking a break, but there's much more to come.
Guru? No, transportation guru. Is that accurate?
Whatever you want me to be, guys, whatever you want me to be. Good morning, everyone. We're looking outside right now down in Lakeville, and despite the fact that there's going to be some standing water on some of the side streets, it looks like the Interstate 35 and some of the main lines down in that area are dry enough where you won't feel the effects of the rain from yesterday as you make your morning drive. So traffic flowing along. We're seeing it starting to build in the northbound direction, but no major slowdowns. No crashes at this hour. Just keeping my eye on the construction zones over the week. I-694 up in the Northeast Metro, definitely that interstate has been backed up as a result of it going down to just one lane. That's right, single file between Highway 61 in Vadnais Heights and Highway 5 in Oakdale. But right now, yesterday, where we would already be seeing some jamming up, we're seeing some nice flow. Boulevard still closed heading on to 94 westbound. So that ramp's still closed. That will be in place until July 16th. So will the construction going on between Mounds Boulevard and Highway 52. And as a result, we've lost that left lane of traffic. So we have seen some added congestion heading into St. Paul, but already today. I'm seeing the patterns follow the same trend in the other construction zones, is that it's going to be a little bit easier going today. 94 eastbound through Minneapolis improved yesterday after that lane restriction lifted between Hiawatha and 280. And finally, no I-94 closure over the weekend. That's a nice break, I know. The crosstown at Tracy Avenue, some construction down there this morning, but no major slowdowns as a result of that. Checking out north and south right now, still fairly quiet, a lot of green out there. Guys, we're expecting a closure on Highway 12. I'll get to that coming up in about 10 minutes. Right now, let's get back over to you.
Thank you, traffic guru. 612 from Flamboyant.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday to you. One thing we can look forward to on Fridays is less traffic congestion on your way to work. And that is the case even in a few really cramped construction zones. Check it out. 694 Highway 61, despite this being one of the highlighted cone zones of the week due to an interstate going down to just one lane of traffic, things are moving through here pretty nicely. This is eastbound traffic on 694 that is now down to one lane between Highway 61 and Highway 5 over in Oakdale. 35W and Highway 10, not a construction zone, but southbound traffic already heavy at this hour. This is one of our heavier spots. No crashes to report in this region, but just a typical little bit of a slow going morning through the Mounds View area down into Shoreview. Looking to 94, wish I could say this construction zone was as easy going as the one up in the Northeast Metro on 694, but westbound traffic already seeing some slowing here as you head towards St. Paul. The main culprit for this is that we have a lane restriction that basically spans from Mounds Boulevard to Highway 52. Also, the Mounds Boulevard ramp onto 94 westbound, it remains closed. Those closures on 94 remain. For Highway 10, when you see green at this hour in the eastbound direction, you know it's a Friday. Keep in mind over the weekend between Big Lake and Clear Lake on Highway 10, we'll have some lane restrictions up there that will slow your travels, especially if you're heading out to the northwest, maybe to a cabin for the weekend or something like that. Looking to the northeast, not too bad, a lot of green there. The south side of town, definitely dealing with some flooding issues south of the metro, but overall our highways and mainline roads are looking good for your drive this morning, so no concerns on that note. Highway 12 will be closing between Wayzata Boulevard and County Road 6 this evening, reopening Monday morning. Some more construction news and all the latest in the world of traffic coming up once we return. I wanted to give you a view of some of the highways and interstates down in the South Metro, just where some of the heavier rain fell. This is a peek at Lakeville and I-35. Despite the fact you'll see some standing water on some of the side roads, we're not seeing that so much here on the major thoroughways. So we're looking good. Dry roadways, at least somewhat dry enough that you're not going to feel the effects of the rain yesterday if you're using the interstate or highway this morning. Let's look at a few other spots. Construction definitely playing a role in some of our early morning jam-ups, but because it's Friday, which tends to be a lighter traffic day in general, we're seeing things not looking too bad, kind of evening out. This is Highway 52 northbound at Butler Avenue, where we do see some crowding, of course, as we enter that single file traffic zone and heading up to St. Paul, but things do loosen up just as you pass Butler Avenue. 94, not quite the case though there. We do have a jam up starting here at Highway 61 heading westbound toward Mounds Boulevard. We do have that lane restriction. The far left lane is closed between Highway 52 and Mounds Boulevard, plus that Mounds Boulevard ramp onto 94 westbound is still closed. 94 eastbound, where we have single file traffic between Highway 61 and Highway 5 in Oakdale, actually looking pretty good there this morning, I think simply because it's a Friday. All right, let's get back now over to Alex and Jason.
We love Friday.
Yes, we do.
Thank
all
you,
around.
Kelsey. It's 6:43.
With all the heavy rain we got, it doesn't look like it gathered anywhere on any of the main highways or interstates right in the metro area. So about as far south as our cameras go here is down in Lakeville on 35. Here near 205th Street, you can tell those roads got a little damp yesterday, but we're not seeing any puddles on the side of the street or anything in the way of wetness that's making our drive difficult. So let's go to a few other spots where things are looking maybe a little challenging this morning. One of those is here on 94 in the westbound direction as you approach St. Paul. We're going a little slow today. It's been this way throughout the week. We actually started the morning not too bad, but it just keeps getting worse. Here's what's going on. We have the Mounds Boulevard ramp onto 94 westbound closed. We also have a lane closure between Mounds Boulevard and Highway 52, and both of those closures are supposed to remain in place until July 16th. And then we have a stalled vehicle here at White Bear Avenue, just not helping things, so we're seeing stop-and-go conditions begin here at White Bear Avenue. Let's look at one spot, a single file traffic between Highway 61 and Vadnais Heights, all the way over to Highway 5 in Oakdale. As a result, we've been seeing stop-and-go conditions really starting at Highway 61 over the last few days. Now, this is going to last until November, so we definitely need to adjust to it. And it looks like some of you have. Today, we actually have some pretty decent speeds passing through that construction zone, so if you were worried about it from previous days today, not so bad. But we do know that Fridays are a little bit better traffic days because fewer drivers tend to be out on the roadways. Remember, we do still have that closure on Highway 10 between 35W and County Road 96. Plenty of construction giving us a little trouble today. The crosstown, some construction work at Tracy Avenue, but doesn't look like it's slowing us down too much quite yet. But I'll be keeping my eye on this whole picture and have some more construction news coming up for you in about 10 minutes. Guys?
Thank you, Kelsey.
Morning, everyone. It is June 15th, and it is a Friday. We've made it to the end of our work week. TGIF. We're looking out on our roadways, which is where we tend to see a break on Fridays. Just fewer drivers out there, and despite the heavy rain we had and some of the still standing water we have south of the metro, right here in the Twin Cities area, we are not seeing a lot of wet roadways, and we even have those construction crews out working. Out here on 694 eastbound over the last few days, we've had some major jam ups. So I'm happy to report that right now, as you enter the single file construction zone at Highway 61 up in the Vadnais Heights area, things are actually moving along at a decent pace. No bumper to bumper conditions yet. Although you do get a little farther east because this does extend all the way to Highway. It's not too uncommon that we'll see that on a Friday. A reminder that Highway 10 is still closed between 35W and Connie Road 96. Also, Highway 10, a note as you head on west, maybe for some weekend travel, remember between Clear Lake and Big Lake, some construction going on that could really slow you down as you travel this weekend. In the South Metro, still a lot of green here. I'm happy to report 55 miles per hour or better in a lot of areas. The cross center on Tracy Avenue in the Edina area, some construction going on. Hopefully it won't be too problematic for you. So far, so good. Highway 12 closing this evening between Wayzata Boulevard and County Road 6. Opens in time for the morning commute on Monday. All right, we're going to a break. Oh. Hi, everyone. So I'm looking around the roadways thinking, okay, we have a lot of construction out there. There could be a lot of trouble spots. But the truth is, because it's a Friday, we're catching a break in some areas. 94, unfortunately, isn't one of them. So let's tell you about that first. 94 westbound traffic slowing as you approach construction zone between Mounds Boulevard and Highway 52. So that's basically those of you coming from the east side of town traveling westbound towards St. Paul. Not only do we have the brake lights going on because of some lane restrictions in that stretch, but we also have Mounds Boulevard ramp onto 94 westbound closed, and we have a stalled vehicle here right in the heart of it all. So a few reasons you'll be putting the brakes on as you pass through this area. Also, a little trouble we're going to be seeing later. Right now, though, not so much. This is 394 at 494. We do see plenty of people out there, but not a lot of heavy congestion. It is a Friday, fewer drivers out there. That's good news. But just west of here, where 394 becomes Highway 12, there will be a closure tonight. I'll get to that on our map in just a second. But first, a peek at one of those construction zones in 694, one of those areas where we are seeing actually conditions a little bit better than over the last few days. Hard to believe because we're still seeing some pretty slow moving conditions here. But here's the situation. We're single file on an interstate between Highway 61 in Vadnais Heights and Highway 5 in Oakdale. So this is the part a little bit farther east. Right though, when you're entering the zone at 61, it's the best it's looked all week. So actually not quite as difficult of a drive, but of course you're seeing here from the Highway 34, but that's pretty typical. A little bit of construction on the crossover, but not slowing us down too much. But that one spot I told you about on Highway 12, just west of 394, closing tonight between Wayzata Boulevard and County Road 6. That kicks in at 8 p.m. tonight and will lift Monday morning by 5 a.m. All right, it was pretty rainy yesterday. Today,
They're recruiting to help. It might surprise you. At transportation, we call her our guru, Kelsey Soby. I think we're all stumbling over your names these days.
Yeah,
your variation
Sobo.
Of names. Sobo. Well, anyway, you have more.
I'm like a chameleon of personalities and people.
I was going to call you a hobo. I could have been like.
I think Keith was thinking about it earlier.
Oh, I'm sure Keith did, yes.
My desk makes me look kind of homeless. Well, good morning, you guys. We're talking about who's lining up to help draw people to the light rail corridor. Many are surprised it's local artists. Well, the light rail corridor is kind of noisy with construction and to some not very attractive. But despite that, artists think they know how to make it a place that you want to be. The mural will eventually go right here on the outside of Senior Wong's facing the light rail corridor. Now all these artists are partnering with businesses to help draw people in while also making the area more beautiful. And some of the artwork like this mural will be permanent, while others are bringing in artwork like live performances, which will be a little more temporary. It'll be fun to see how that turns out. Artists involved in the program have to attend a workshop to actually learn about community building and how art ties into all that. The program also provides services to artists like home buyers education classes. And the reason is that oftentimes during the development of areas, artists are called to help, but then pushed out by the increasing property values they ultimately help to drive. Now, construction is expected to wrap up in 2014, and that's when the Irrigate program will end as well. So I think a lot of artists are jumping on the chance to really create a public piece a lot of people will see.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'm sure that sometimes, you know, when you're stopped, it looks different than when you're zipping by.
Yeah, just a blur of
It looks
colors.
very, yeah, just a blur.
still.
But you know, it'd be nice to have all that color.
Yeah,
Splashed out there.
bring some business to that area.
Yeah, absolutely. I always think about that. Every time I drive by, I try to stop at a business around there because their parking lots are affected, and through 2014, it's forever.
Yeah.
So.
Anytime you have construction, that's a major factor for sure. But we're going to talk about weather right now, not construction.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. you. Thanks for spending some of your morning with the Fox 9 Morning News. We're glad to have you along. Looking out at the roadways, you can tell it's Friday because in some of the typical hot spots, we do have some pretty easygoing traffic conditions. But in some of those construction zones and around a few crashes, things are a little slow. So let's dive right in. Here's a look at I-94 at Pryor Avenue in the eastbound direction. A crash here. Yes, it's pulled over to the shoulder, but you get some emergency crews coming onto the scene and a lot of people checking out what's happening, and you have some slowdown. So prepare for that. That's in the Minneapolis area. And this, just as we finally got those construction-related restrictions lifted, and we have a crash to deal with. Let's go to 36 now at Rice Street. We have a crash reported here, pulled over to the side as well. It doesn't look like the slowdowns here are quite as dramatic as some of our other spots. So let's keep moving. 394 eastbound. This is over near the junction of 494. We have a vehicle pulled over, possibly involved in a crash, or maybe just some items flying out of the trunk. Either way, use some caution as you travel through here. We don't want to catch anyone off guard and end up with a fender bender as people pop on brakes as they try to swerve around some of the objects lying in the roadway. Let's go to one of those. In the last few days, that's single file traffic between 61 down to Highway 5 in Oakdale, so prepare for some jam ups there, even though it's not as bad as we had the rest of the week. Also 94 westbound at Mounds Boulevard, slow going there as well. We're taking a break now. We'll see you back.
8:07.
All right, Kelsey time. Looking at the roads.
It's Kelsey time.
It's Kelsey time.
It's road time. Let's look outside right now and give you it's Friday, and that 694 construction zone. What we're dealing with here is single file traffic on I-694 between Highway 61 in Vadnais Heights and Highway 5 in Oakdale. I'm not sure if it's just because we have fewer drivers on Fridays or if it had to do with people finally adjusting to those new construction terms, but what we're seeing is some pretty loose traffic right here near Highway 61, and things get a little bit more jammed up once you approach Highway 36. So still some slow moments, most definitely. We do have a crash report on Highway 36 at Rice Street, but it's in the eastbound direction, and during the morning rush, typically most of our travel is happening in that westbound direction. Going to the west side of town, if you use Highway 12, keep in mind that starting this evening from Wayzata Boulevard to County Road 6, Highway 12 will actually be closing. That starts tonight at 8 p.m. and those restrictions will lift. It'll open back up by Monday morning's morning rush. The overall picture right now looking pretty green in most areas. Again, it'll be those construction zones that give us a little trouble. Still some heavy travel on 494 westbound between, I'd say Cedar Avenue, 35W is probably the worst at this hour, but we know it will continue improving as we're now in the 8 o'clock hour. It is 8:09, and that means it's time to talk. Well, I am back. No more walrus fangs for me. Hey everybody, good morning to you. We're looking around at our Twin Cities roadways, and we know we've heard of all that rain down south of the metro and some standing water in areas as close as Lakeville, but looking at the highways and interstates in those areas, it doesn't seem to be that we're seeing any major traffic troubles. Here's a look at 35 near 205th Street. This is in the Lakeville area, northbound traffic. Actually getting to be a little bit lighter as the morning progresses on. We do have a few trouble spots out on our roadways at this point. It has to do with a few crashes, a few little situations. One of those is here, 394 eastbound near 494. It looked like it was maybe a car driving and the trunk flew open and a few items flew out. Most of the trouble has been Vadnais Heights all the way eastbound to Highway 5 in Oakdale. When you have single file traffic on an interstate, it's bound to get backed up, but today just not as much congestion in there. We've really been enjoying that. Looking to the west, keep in mind tonight, Highway 12 closing between Wayzata Boulevard and County Road 6. That will last until Monday morning at about 5 a.m. All right, that's from the world of traffic. Alex, take it away.
Thank you.
We built this city on rock.